Well, and I think the stereotypical progress up. Now we're talking about a little bit lower level, but I'd love to have you speak on it as we kind of get to the end of this first segment. Is when you got the person who does, let's just skill wise, whatever the skill is, I'll go with
Mhm.
the stereotype. I'm the great salesman. I know all the stuff about sales. I'm just I
Right.
know all the thing about it. Right. Of course, what are you going to do? You're going to take your best salesperson and you're going to promote them to be the sales manager when or sales director when you need one. Right.
Mhm.
And they've never been trained to manage people. They've never been trained to lead on that level. They're really good at the technical thing that they do. And maybe they've got a little bit of a promoted, but they got promoted to the point where it's more of a people game and a communication game than a skill game. Talk a little bit about that. That's always one of my favorites.
I mean, that's the easiest example in the world, right? I think we all use that example. Embarrassingly, very early in my career, my first leadership job, I got promoted to the head of that group, and I ran my entire team off within about probably 2 to 3 weeks. I mean, it was many, many years ago. I won't say how many, but it happens, right? Because we are like, oh my gosh, they're so good. They should teach people how to be so good, but we don't teach them how to teach them how to be good. We just give them the promotion and say, you are now in charge of sales. Go forth and conquer. And then nobody's as good as them in their head because they obviously got promoted. And the story continues.
Yeah,
And
a
I've
lot of
lived it
yes, a lot of
in my
wisdom in that
early 20s.
because from trying to, I'm the technical expert, but I'm not.
Right.
I know I'm great, like I said, great at the sales, but I'm not great at the people. And the problem is now is less sales and more people. And unfortunately, I think a lot of organizations just do not prepare folks adequately for that next level. They just expect that, okay, you're great here, you're going to be great there. Well, there's a bit of a jump. There's a bit of the higher up you go, the less you're actually interacting with the customer. You're interacting with the frontline staff, the further away you are from those processes. So it's a completely different skill set and set of values and then traits you have to have versus being in the thick of it.
And as a former talent acquisition leader, I know their fear because they would say, so and so's leaving. Oh no, what am I going to do? I need to find somebody. And so I'd say, okay, let's start a search. This is how a search works. It's going to be 30 days. So when recruiter A is going to be working on your search, we would get everything set up, get the job description done, send it to comp, make sure all of these things were like really quickly too. We can get that done in a day, 2 days, depending on how quickly they get the JD back. And you show up on Tuesday, like you launch the job, you go to your network, you already have conversations set up. And on Tuesday, they're so freaked out that nobody's going to be in that position. They've already promoted and so and so's not ready. And so is going to turn in 6 months and now so and so's job is open. So it's that, again, back to fear. It's that fear thing that, well, what do I do if I have an open space? Like it's going to put extra pressure on my team, and then my whole team's going to get really tired. And learning to sit uncomfortable and think about the long-term strategy versus the quick fix is always the answer. Today's problem didn't start today; it started 6 months ago.
And um, final thing now, it's funny because you just talked about them being uncomfortable and oh my God, the spot's not going to be open. Let me promote this person who is obviously not ready. If you think
Mhm.
it's bad now, waiting on that position to fill for 30 to 45 days, what's going to happen when you put the person in here who's not qualified, who's not ready, who's not whatever, the negative effect that's going to have on the team longer term
Right.
versus just, oh, they fogged a mirror. Oh my God, they're already here. And, I can just place them in the spot. A pulse and being able to fog a mirror is not qualifications for,
No,
but
no,
some people,
fogging a mirror does not count.
no, but I just need somebody in that spot. So I'm going to throw them in there. And it's oversimplification, but the equivalent of, okay, they can fog a mirror, put them in the spot. They meet the quals, done.
Yeah. I also think organizations don't believe that they can get the best or deserve the best. So they are discounting the market because they know that it's tough. But if they have a good recruiting teams, and if they don't make their recruiters carry too many recs, recruiters should be both hunters and gatherers. So for that department or division that they recruit for, they should already know 3 or 4 pretty good people that they can at least reach out to start the networking. But because the industry has been so decimated over the past few years and so many recruiters are on the market, it is really just become a game of applicant tracking system reviewing resumes instead of saying, okay, as a recruiting team, I expect you to hunt this percentage of your week.
Yeah. And talk about that because I really want to get into that a little bit later. But let's go ahead and wrap up this segment of Conversations on Leadership with Dr. Dave. And we will be back after this. See you soon.